Peace, peace. Y'all bless, family. Shalom Aleichem to the family out there. I pray that everyone is having a glorious day, having a blessed day today. And I pray that everyone out there, spirit and mind is set on serving Yah. Okay? So this is YHWH ben Israel, the servant of the Most High Yah. And I've come here just to deliver a message, to my people. And with this message, I want to get our minds back into having a Yah consciousness, a Yah mind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some things that kind of directs our path in walking in the way of Yah. All right. So first, let's get a picture of everything that's going on. But let's start back from the beginning. Okay. Before we know where we're at, we have to go back to the beginning. All right. So before the mountains trembled, the thunder roared in the heavens, and before Yah spoke to our people, our ancient ancestors stood right before Yah, entered a sacred covenant with the Creator of heaven and the earth. So our ancient forefathers and foremothers said out of their mouths, you can look this up in Exodus chapter 24, verse 7. They said, all that Yah have spoken, we will do and obey and be obedient to Yah. Now, why is this so special? Because Yah set before his people. We are his people. He set before his people a path of life and blessings. Also, he set before our people a path of death and destruction. Right now, we are executing death and destruction in this earth because our ancient ancestors disobeyed Yah. And I don't know about you, but I am tired of living under death and destruction. I want to live under the blessings. I want to live under everlasting life. Okay? I'm not saying everlasting life comes from somebody living forever, because that's not true. But everlasting life comes from Yah blessing not only you, but your seed, giving you seed upon the earth, and that blessing flows through them. That's what I want to do. I want to live in that type of life. And I pray that you want to do the same. So what I want to go over is just some things that can encourage us on how to live accordingly in this modern day world, accordingly to the Torah, accordingly to the commands of Yah. So when we see how Yah has set forth death and destruction, I don't know about you, but that makes me wonder, how do we get out of this death and destruction and live according to life and prosperity? Well, how we do that, Yah said it from the beginning. Yah says that he's given us blessing and a curse. In order to be blessed, we must obey his words, his statutes, and commandments. So first and foremost, we must obey the commandments of Yah. So let's look at the first commandment. We're going to go over each commandment together, but let's just look at the first commandment and how we can apply this in this modern day world. And to sum up, the first commandment is to love Yah with all the things that we have. Love Yah above all things. Okay? I know that we have a lot of things going on right now, a lot of distractions from my point of view. Even your work, your career is a distraction. Anything that you put before Yah, by taking away the time that you give Yah, taking away the energy that you give Yah, taking away the attention that you give to Yah, that's a curse. That's a sin. And that goes against Yah's word. That goes against Yah. And it goes against loving Yah with all that we have above all things. So first and foremost, put it in perspective. What am I doing today? Have I given Yah my full attention? Have I given Yah my full attention today? The answer is no. Then we need to reevaluate our situation. We need to think about the things that we have in our lives that we put before Yah. We can't keep on living this life and we know that we're doing wrong, especially those that have it in their heart to do right, we got to set forth a standard, set forth the example for all nations to live. We must be the light. There is no other way. There is no other light upon the earth except it comes through us. We are the illuminated ones. We are the illumination of Yah. And we illuminate Yah's character. And Yah's character is given to us by living accordingly to his laws. So we must line ourselves up with his laws, his statutes, and his commands. First and foremost, love Yah above all things. Love Yah above all things. That's how we put it into modern day perspective. Love is not just a feeling. We got to get it in its proper perspective. Love is not a feeling, not just a feeling. It is a feeling, but it's not just a feeling. We show love. We exude love by our actions, by how we deal with one another. Like Yah said, love our neighbors as we love ourselves, right? So if we don't love ourselves, how can we love our neighbors? How can we love our neighbors if we don't love ourselves? But first and foremost, if we don't love Yah, we can't even love ourselves. We hate you hate yourself if you put yourself before Yah or you don't love Yah. So let's put that into perspective. Let's get ourselves lined up accordingly how Yah commanded it to be. There is no other way. This is the only way. And if you're in opposition to that, get out the way, because Yah's kingdom is coming. With that being said, peace, Yah bless, and to be continued.